Welcome to Salt Lake City, where the mighty Utah student section is ready to turn this place into a cauldron of noise. Rice-Eccles Stadium, home to the Utah Utes. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day. As we'll see, the winners of 3 straight, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Utah Utes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Georgia about to kick it off to get us underway. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So the Utah Utes offense will get the first swing of the game. And here's the man they rally around, and he has earned that type of respect, David.
You dang right. You earn it by doing it, and he's done it at such a high level. Everyone believes in this young man, and Palmer, there's a reason why.
You're right, David. He's been in the big moments, and he's won the big games. This guy delivers when the game is on the line.
They make the stop right there. Good pickup, and still short of the first down. Guys, this rough start is hardly what they had in mind to start SEC play, and it's not going to get any easier.
Well, no doubt about it. There were big expectations surrounding this program inside SEC play this year, and things haven't necessarily gone their way. They've had to fight a ton of adversity, but, David, they believe they have the leadership in the locker room to turn it around, but it's got to start today.
Yeah, one at a time. Like, we got to start today. We got to find something. We got to find what we're really good at, what we can hang our hat on, so we can start to build some momentum throughout the season. Obviously not the start we wanted, but we got to point to the next opportunity.
They'll try to run for it. They were all over him, nowhere to go as that third down play turned into a disaster. The Utes decide to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Gets the first one of the day off, and hoping he's not as busy as he was in that loss last week when he kicked it 4 times. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. So Georgia's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, then they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt, they got to show up. These are the team leaders. These guys have to play well if they're going to win the football.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. He finds his man. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
I love playing man-to-man defense, and I love getting up in your kitchen and jamming you at the line of scrimmage, but it's really hard when they start running these crossing routes and drags and ends, because now I'm in chase mode, and the QB has a little bit of space a lot of times, and those fast guys can create some separation and get a first down like they did there.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit. Now facing a 3rd and long. Looking to throw. They've got the screen set up. Oh, gave the defender the business. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. It's a reverse. And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there.
Well, it's a huge play on the jet sweep, getting that first down. Defensively, I think everybody had their eyes in the backfield. They were not expecting that guy to get the football that quickly and be on the perimeter of the field.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You know, you're in the red zone. You bring out a bunch of tight ends on the field. So the defense, they were expecting to run on that one. They were physical, and they were able to force the negative play.
Give to the running back. Works his way down to the 10-yard line after a pickup of 3. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can pick up the first without scoring. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the end zone. Intercepted.
This quarterback was having success throwing on the opening drive of the game, in large part because it's a lot harder to throw on third down when the defense is expecting it, like you saw right there. They were ready. Had a really good coverage call to get the INT.
The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. They'll give it to the back. Barrels all the way to the 29, a gain of 6.
And runs like that are like body blows in a boxing match. 4, 5, 6-yard gains early turn into 20, 30, 40-yard gains later. They really wear down defenses, and they test their physicality.
At the 40, there he goes. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. First down to start the drive after the break. After run, now throw. Coming after it. And the defense gets to the quarterback. It's no surprise at all to find a Georgia defensive lineman wreaking havoc in the backfield.
Nah, fine. Physical, aggressive dudes that can be physical enough to play the run in the SEC and then pin your ears back and go get quarterbacks. Georgia does that and finds those guys really, really often.
They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
There's a great saying in football. It's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes. Well, my Jimmy's better than your Joe.
Looking for a man. It's Law. They get to him as he throws. Makes a connection. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. And the Utes are moving quickly down the field.
42 Spider. 4-2.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Pressure coming. And he can't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Well, the problem with the play-action game is that it forces the QB to hold on to the ball just a little bit longer to allow some of these plays to develop. And, of course, that gives this defense longer to get after it.
On second down, wants to throw it. Fires the pass. Intercepted. Going the other way, and he's got room. He is finally out of bounds, but he was smelling that end zone on that return. Well, this is just the type of field position this offense wants. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Off the bootleg and rolling out. A shot toward the end zone. And he's on his way. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Well, I'm not sure who was closer to the receiver there, the defensive backs or us here in the booth.
That was great execution on offense. Receiver wins the route one-on-one, shows off his speed, gets himself wide open. There was no question where the quarterback was going on that one. Nice job.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Utah has it back on the offense coming onto the field. Boy, they hope this next... after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to... Calm them down to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
And now on second down for this offense. Off play action. Throwing right. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
This defense is heating up. They got an interception in the last possession. You could tell breaking on the football really, really well. Seeing where the quarterback's throwing it, going to try to get it. Got another.
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
He'll return it from the 50. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Throws to the tight end. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep. A third down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. He looks that one in nicely. They are on the move as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 28. Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. But it's incomplete.
And that's where quarterbacks, they got to be very assertive. They got to believe what they see and really pull the trigger. But the longer they wait and they get off rhythm or off time.
Ground with the back. Finds just enough room to pick up a couple down to the 26. It's third down now. They ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can build on this lead before the break. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. It's complete to the right. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Dogs! The big tight end, always able to make the defense pay.
And tight ends have evolved so much in football. Man, these guys are like wide receivers now, and you see why. Got the athletic ability, the big bodies, throw to them, and to make big plays for them.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Central Michigan needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there in Mount Pleasant behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. They're trailing by 11 to Buffalo. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down. He's looking to throw it. Got a man.
The comeback on first.
Well, with the completion, but it was too late to keep him from getting the first down.
And that is another first down for the offense.
Wants to throw on first down. Quick strike complete. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running, second down coming. The aerial assault continues. Throws to the wideout. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Yeah, and I love taking deep shots. I think it makes cornerbacks play honest, safeties play honest, and you can tell just missed a little bit deep on that shot. But listen, those are shots that we want to take because the risk is definitely...
And it's picked off. Looking for more room. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They wanted to set the tone, strike quickly. Jesse, they've done exactly that. Up 2 touchdowns. Ball in the air. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
I tell you what, I don't know if I'm going to try him much more. Goodness gracious, you can tell he's ready for what he's seeing. Second interception. I would not throw near that guy anymore. You might want to try the other side of the field.
Throws to the back. He's got it. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. They came out humming on this drive, and now it's first down from the 36. Wants to throw. It's long. Makes the grab. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game now on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Right down the middle. Reacted well to the tip, but just couldn't squeeze the football. Instead of the turnover, it'll be 3rd down.
Defense doing a great job watching the quarterback's eyes and breaking on the ball. They already have 2 picks in the game, and they swat that one away. They are doing an awesome job in coverage.
This defense will try to force a 4th down on 3rd and short from the 45. They'll try to get it through the air. Catch inside the 30 and still running. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And here on 2nd down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. And he'll envision the ball flight as he lines it up from the right hash and 38 yards out. Field goal is good. So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Moves around to clear up the vision. The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, you've been calling a lively one so far from Salt Lake City. And it's been said football is a game of inches. And guess what? Based on the comparison between 3rd down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen and panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. And with that, let's send it back to the fellows at Rice-Eccles Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. The Utes will kick it away to crank up the 2nd half. He'll bring it back from inside the 15. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They had this lead to start the 3rd quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the 1st half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the 2nd half.
Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. Georgia sends out the punt team. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Sends his first one of the day on the way. We didn't see much of him in that victory last week, just called on 1 time. The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. They're going to have to be more aggressive in this drive. You can't expect to win this one, David, kicking field goals.
No, especially when you're trailing. You got to have a little more urgency and maybe a little more aggressiveness, Jesse. And field goals are not going to get it done down the stretch.
Yeah, you're going to have to take some shots, no doubt. Bottom line, when plays present themselves, you've just simply got to make them.
And the Utes will hustle to the line. Back to pass, it's Law. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback. He just terrorizes quarterbacks, his 30th career sack.
And that's an amazing number, 30 sacks, because a lot of guys get sacks early in their careers, and then coordinators figure it out and then start double-teaming them and sliding and chipping, and then their numbers come down. This guy, though, David, has never stopped.
And it's got to be consistently, Jesse. Like, you got to consistently play hard, play after play, because sometimes they get rid of the ball fast. Sometimes you can't get in the mix. But to get to the quarterback 30 times, very few people have done that.
Oh, this is a bad, bad shank. No return possible on this one. It goes out of bounds, and they'll mark it right around the 30-yard line. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Leaves it with the back. Pretty good job of running to get there to the 32.
And these defensive tackles just eat people. They swallow human beings when you get near them. They're so big, so strong. When those guys, those running backs come in, they just need a mitt. They put one mitt on a running back, and he usually falls to the ground just because of their sheer mass and strength.
That's a ball that this offense should be able to complete. They had the coverage they wanted. Receiver ran on the route. Just an inaccurate throw by the quarterback.
On third down, he drops to throw. Looking down the middle. And it's picked off for the third time today. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Timing has to be so good. You're throwing into zone defense over the middle of the field. Ball's got to come out specifically on time because these windows close really quickly. Ball there thrown a little bit late. As a result, it's an INT.
Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Shoots it to the left. Pulls it in. And tight coverage right there, but he makes the grab, and they've got it on the 11 and a red zone chance.
Play call. There's a great example of sudden change situation, right? Your defense gets the turnover. You get it right back. The very first play, let's be aggressive. Let's take a shot and see if we can catch the defense napping. Boy, oh boy, did that ever work out great.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. The give to the back. And you race it to the house. Touchdown, Utes! Got to start cutting into this lead somewhere. Now the question, will they have enough time?
But that's step one. You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step one accomplished.
Back to throw, it's Law. They're bringing heat. And the quarterback goes down, but there is a penalty flag down, and I think the offense is going to pick up the first down. The defense was offside. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. From inside the 10, here he comes. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Line gets set, first down. Movement here from the tight end. They'll try the run. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
When you play defensive end, it's all about getting off the football. You can tell, gets off the football really fast, gets in the backfield, gets the running back before he knows what hit him. What a play by the defensive end.
Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27. Third down conversions, always a huge stat, and they've got a third and long from the 27. He's looking to pass. Get it out on the screen. Just ran over it. Makes the grab, and it's enough for the first down before he's dragged to the ground.
Defense is about feeling out the offense and what they like to do. What are they going to do in third and short, third and medium, third and long? So far, the offense is winning. Defense is going to need to make some adjustments.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You can tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection. Georgia lining up to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. Makes the tackle really strong, disciplined job, and now we have 1 period to play. Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. He'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. On the ground with the counter. Running hard and getting 6 yards out to the 26.
It's a nice gain, but the big theme here is they just haven't been able to get the run game going on offense. They've been very one-dimensional. They're just not being physical enough to the point of attack.
Handoff to the single back. Oh, what a cut! They get him on the ground, but it's a first down.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
A run up the middle is stuck for no gain.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
A third and long coming up here. Looking for a man. It's Law. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. They finally get him on the ground, but not before he rips off enough for a first down.
Well, I'll tell you, he picked a good time to have his longest run of the day. Really nice job there, feeling the pressure, buying himself some time, and then taking off and getting north. And just so gifted when he's in the open field. That's going to really give a jolt to his offense.
And just understanding where you're at on the field, make sure you get those feet down before you get too close to that sideline, so I give credit for that catch. Nice job, nice pitch, nice catch.
Extending the play. Quarterback tried to scramble around for a while, but the defense able to bring him down.
And there's no mystery as to why this team's losing today. They've given up 5 sacks. They cannot keep their quarterback upright, and you just saw another example of it right there. He has never been able to get into rhythm throwing the football.
Getting some heat. Makes the grab on the left. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. The Utes will bring the punt team onto the field. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. Wants to bring it back. For a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
To give as they work on that clock. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
This is a big pressure moment for the offense, too, because they've got the lead, but it's now 3rd down on their own side of the field. They would love nothing more than to be able to convert this, stay on the field, keep leading the clock. But the defense, I'd expect them to bring pressure here, trying to force the ball out of the QB's hands quickly.
The crowd elevating its energy, willing this defense to get a stop on this big third down. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got an open man. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The give to the running back from the shotgun. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. Might as well keep pounding that rock at this point in the game, even though it's 2nd and 12. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
Yeah, and not a surprise by this offense, right? This is a game management type situation. I want to... I want to run the clock. The clock is my friend with the lead. Late in the fourth quarter, inside of a minute, I'm going to keep this ground game going and make you have to look at that clock continue to tick.
And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch.
Defense, what are we doing? You can't miss that guy. How are you going to leave the big fella wide open? You can't act like you didn't see him line up. You know where he is. You knew coming into the game he's a weapon. That had to be a coverage bust.
Turning to the running game on 1st and goal. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
And this is where the offense just breathes. Just take your time, huddle up. I'm in absolutely no hurry. I got the lead. I want to continue to run that clock. No false starts, no penalties. Let that clock tick down and then punch it in the end zone to add.
And he's got it for the touchdown, and that one just might do it.
That is exactly what you want your offense to do. You want it to eat clock, but if you score, go up by 2 possessions, nail, meet, coffin. Great execution by this offense to put this game away.
And with the extra point, the lead is a dozen here in the 4th. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Utah has it back, and the offense coming onto the field. They'll throw it on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the 1st down. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. And they'll spike the ball to try to save as much time as they can. Line getting set on 2nd down. This defense will try to keep everything in front. They're trying to get to him. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it.
These defensive linemen have tents in the backfield. Goodness gracious, they're camping out back there, hitting the quarterback time and time again. When you sacked him this much, of course he's going to be flustered. Of course he wants to get rid of the football.
Feeling some heat. And the quarterback is snowed under. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Complete to the left. Will not get there. A 4th down stop. A strong, methodical, workmanlike effort from this team. No